Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country. It's some type of artist, and last time we didn't get the bonus barrel, bonus room, whatever it is, I don't know, in this level here, and I think it's pretty close to the beginning. We'll see. You gotta bring this one over. There it is. Yeah, so it's you're not really in a situation where this happens too often, but if you beat, if you land on a certain number of enemies in a row, I think it's 8, you'll get an extra life, and then each one after that will still get you an extra life. And I guess we can go save. Where are we at? How would you like to take a quick spin in my save barrel? 40% at just about 40 minutes. I don't know. I've played this game a lot. I'm by no means a speedrunner in it or anything like that. This level here, I used to think was the worst one in the entire game to get bonus rooms in, because it has 5 bonus rooms in it, which is ridiculous, and you have to backtrack for some of them too. I'm honestly not even 100% sure where I could tell you one of them is too, and I just did it. Like, this level sucks for bonus rooms. And it's like the last jungle level you play too, so that's even more, like, disappointing. So you want to kill all those enemies along the way, because you have to take espresso here. Oh god, not into the B. Like, all the way back to the beginning to, like, about right here. And then you'll flap underneath the platforms you were on earlier, and the first bonus room is, like, right underneath you, which is, like, so dumb. It's so dumb I don't even want to play the bonus game. Throw your hat down, stomp on it, because you didn't get your way, because you're a millennial. Oh god, we're not going to go back there. Cranky's not here. We don't have to be ashamed of what era we were born in. But, god, I think there's another one back here as well. Oh god, yeah, it's... I'm not sure if you have to have espresso to get it, but I think it's back here, and I think it's... Let's see, oh god. Yeah, that first bonus room sends you all the way, like, past the end. It puts you almost, like, to the end of the stage. It's kind of ridiculous. Ah, yeah, I don't think you need espresso for it. I should have gotten that, frickin' bonus barrel. I mean, not the halfway barrel. You know what I mean. But, yeah, this level, I mean, it's cool that it has, like, a sunset thing, but, like, it sucks for the bonus areas. And you know what? If it's your first time playing, it's a fairly challenging level, too, because those manky Kongs, those orange Kongs, are, like, the pits. Espresso can get over, like, a lot of them. So you don't have to, like, worry too much about that. And here, I'm just gonna play it safe and take espresso to it. Whoop. I don't want to screw it up, so Diddy, you go. Yeah, so I used to think this was the worst one, but honestly, when I was doing my practice run, I found that the Ice Age Alley bonus rooms were the worst. There's only, like, I think there's only 2 in that level, but one of them you need to carry espresso to, and it's kind of challenging. I mean, actually, it's pretty challenging. Well, to me it is, anyway. I hated doing it. Dang it, that was not good. Definitely wanted Diddy for this, but we can do it without him. So fall down here with this barrel, and one of them's right over there. And, like, 3 of these have, like, practically the same bonus room, where the tire here, and some things you can bust open there. And, like, one of them has 1, one of them has 2, and one of them has 3. So I'll put you back here. Stick the barrel again, and get fast before that other idiot takes you. There's one over here, too. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous, this level. It's so bizarre. And, like, it goes backwards, too. Like, you'd think it increased from 1, 2 to 3, but it doesn't. It's like 3, 2, and 1. Oh, god. I really wish we had Diddy here. And then the last one is there, I believe. Excuse me? You can't just respawn! You are not a Capcom enemy! Oh well. So... Alright, so note to self then, for future playthroughs, take that barrel with you. Because it's weird, because you saw me backtrack with Espresso, like... Dang it. Oh my god, just jump on him, please, thank you. Hear the squeakiness of the Super Nintendo controller. I do love the Super Nintendo controller, but... a lot of these old... Dang it! A lot of these old plastic controllers do end up squeaking after a while. At least we can hear some of this jungle music. These chill jungle beats. Excuse me? Come on, man. We can't, like... take forever with this level, can we? Oh, here comes the coffin. Yeah, so like I said in a couple parts ago, I don't know how long I'm going to record for today. Donkey Kong Country isn't normally a game I do in one sitting, although I feel like it's been more and more doable for me the past few times I've played it, but 100%ing it usually isn't, because, I don't know, I feel like it'd be like almost at the end of World 4 by now if I was just like going through the game normally. World 4 is when it starts to like really start to wrap up in difficulty, and it's not even like all the levels either. Like the 2 snow levels in it. Or, come on, man, you can't just like jump out of nowhere like that. These critters with a K. Like the first, I did not want to use that barrel. Can we have another barrel somewhere near here? We can't, we really can't. Oh, sure, you don't show up there. Oh, man. Oh. Any barrel at all, please. Come on, just one barrel. Please. Did I use them all up? Whatever, it's probably faster than finding another barrel. But yeah, the first level in the next world is really tough. I'd argue it's the toughest in the game, to be perfectly honest. Because you're over a lot of open pits, and you gotta do those really fast barrel blast sections where it's like, the barrel blast sections in this game can differ in difficulty depending on how many frames of animation the barrels have. And they give you, like, a lot to worry about in that level. Sorry, I'm just trying not to get the barrel to blow up. I'm gonna leave that there. Take care of him. Hope he doesn't respawn. Thank you. And finally get this last bonus area. Oh god, what a pain in the ass. And you know, because we're right at the end of the level, they'll give us Espresso. Just got an extra life out of it. Yeah, unfortunately, Donkey Kong Country is one of those games where, your life counter resets when you restart the console. Who told you I was here? Was it that obnoxious Funky Kong? The old games were far harder when I was a youngin'. Uh-huh. Keep talking, old man. We used to play for hours on a single-screen game. Oh, really? Because I thought you guys had to work, like, 10-hour shifts in factories and stuff, but... I don't know, I guess you had time to play games for hours. Probably had money for avocados then, too. Yeah, what else do you have to say? Yeah, jungle hijinks. Clump's hard hat protects him against your jump attack. You'll have to roll him. Your jump attack. Donkey, I've seen enough. That tie, turn it off. Oh, man. Cranky Kong. I actually really like Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong's a funny dude. I feel like he gets, like, funnier as the games go on as well. Nope, don't want to hit that. I think On Guard is, like, yeah, in a secret spot over here. On Guard is in every water level. On Guard the swordfish. He's probably, like, my favorite animal buddy. think he's also the only animal friend that shows up in all 3 Donkey Kong Country games. Even Donkey Kong 64, which only has 2 animal buddies, and they are extremely limited at that, but I do appreciate the effort to at least try to include them. But you know what, they have 5 playable Kongs, so it's not like a big deal. I actually like playing as them too, like, I don't know, I feel like Donkey Kong 64 gets, like, more flack than it deserves, to be perfectly honest. Most games that people try to, like, start, like, a fad of making videos hating on it are usually like that. Like, I know the Sonic Adventure games fell victim to that. Ocarina of Time is the first one I noticed. That or Final Fantasy VII, because there was a time, you know, it usually starts off with a lot of people, like, speaking so highly of it, and then, like, someone comes out and it's like, but when you remove the rose-colored glasses and play the game, you'll notice that it hasn't exactly aged gracefully. And, you know, Ocarina of Time and Final Fantasy VII fell victim to that, and, you know, people started hating on those games for a while. I think that kind of fell out of style, and people are kind of back to just having, you know, whatever of an opinion. Sorry, On Guard. We're almost done with the level anyway. Oh boy. But then, you know, the Sonic Adventures came, and then the Donkey Kong 64 came, and I don't know. I always just cringe, though, with the Donkey Kong 64, because I feel like that's when I really started noticing the pattern that the obnoxious pattern that YouTube starts now because of how, you know, its statistics work, where people have to make, like, clickbaity titles and thumbnails and stuff like that. I always remember, and I always get this video, like, recommended to me every now and then, too, even though I don't know, I couldn't stand it, but I know it's just, like, a picture of Chunky Kong in the behind the words bad game design. It's like a review of how awful Donkey Kong 64 is, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not like gonna say Donkey Kong 64 is the greatest game in the world or anything like that. I won't even like say I have the most memories with it or anything either for it to be like a complete nostalgia thing, but like I did play through the game again 2014, I think it was. It was one of the last games I played when I was in my old house, and I had fun with it. I definitely enjoyed my time playing it, but I don't know. I also grew up in an era with games like that as well, so that may have something to do with it. But overall, I mean, I know I have one friend that just like started playing Donkey Kong 64 again and like hated it because of all like the repetition of all the mini games, and it's like, you know what, I'll give people that if that's what they don't like about it. A lot of the golden bananas just end up being playing the same mini games with like harder conditions. So in that regard, I can see that as like a negative to some people, but when the same people praise Banjo-Tooie, I just kind of like feel like, well, this is just kind of a difference in tastes, I guess. Because a lot of people swear by Banjo-Tooie, and on paper, I can see a lot of their points about why they think Banjo-Tooie is a lot better than Banjo-Kazooie, let alone a really good game in the first place. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I'm definitely... That's why I never ride steel barrels, because I always end up going into pits. But Banjo-Tooie, I am not a huge fan of. Just kind of feel like you gotta work too much for less rewards in it. A lot of people really praise like the interconnected worlds and things like that, and like in another game I feel like that'd be cool. In Banjo-Tooie I feel like it's a chore, because like one of the things I liked most about Banjo-Kazooie was, for the exception of Freeze Easy Peak, you can get all the jiggies and all the notes right in one go. You don't have to like come back to the world at all. Banjo-Tooie, god, I don't know. There are some worlds where it's like you can get like 2 jiggies and then you gotta come back after doing something else in another world, and like you spend a lot of time in getting those 2 Gs in the first place. Like, I think I played Banjo-Tooie a little before Donkey Kong 64 for that last playthrough, but I don't know, I just was not enjoying it by the end of it. It sucks I have Diddy, because I need to get over this guy. But, I don't know, to each their own, I guess. Oh, full system scan in progress again. Come on, get out of here with that, man. Well, the last video didn't look like it had any problems, but I guess I'll see in the long run. So, yeah, I know there's a barrel around here somewhere, and is it right? Just wanted to go down. Yeah, it's right down here. Oh, should have gotten that DK barrel. You'll probably end up seeing me do that a lot. In fact, I might be doing a lot of cuts for this section here, because this section does give me a pretty hard time. In fact, we're just not going to do it. I'm sorry, I don't... This section stresses me out. Like, usually the music's so calm and chill and everything like that, and it's still chill and here, but it's stressful. The music in that level is pretty stressful. And when all the snow, like, starts clouding your vision and stuff like that, I'm just like... I kind of just want out. This level is really unique. Like, I think this is the only level of its kind. By that, I mean it's, like, theme. Because you'll notice, like, each Donkey Kong game usually has, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 levels of a certain type of level. So this ice crystal cavern thing, I think this is the only time you really see it. Which is a shame, because this is actually a really nice looking level, but I don't know. I guess since it's the only level of its kind, that just kind of makes it special. It's got really nice music too. I definitely, like, prefer this over... Whoops, well, I wanted Diddy anyway. So there's another one down here. How do you spell Nintendo, kids? And afterwards, be sure to tell your parents to subscribe to Nintendo Power for all the latest game tips and secrets. Maybe we'll even post your artwork in our... Man, I miss Nintendo Power. Like, I don't know. I started subscribing to Nintendo Power when I was, like, in 7th grade. I think I had, like, a few random issues before then, but I always remember, like, my very first issue had the Game Boy Advance on the cover, I think, when it was just coming out for the first time. And, I don't know, I think the second one had, like, the Oracle of Ages and Seasons games featured on the cover, and the third one had Mario on the cover. For what game, I couldn't fathom. I was right before the halfway barrel, man. I kind of remember Dr. Mario for the N64 being featured in that one, but I could be wrong, but I don't know. I had so many Nintendo Powers by the time I just stopped subscribing, so I subscribed in 7th grade, and I think I went up through, like, when I was a junior or senior in college. Because by that time, I was totally Team PS2. You know, I played enough GameCube in high school, growing up and everything like that, and there's definitely some GameCube games that are, like, really great and important to me, but, I mean, for at the time, I was definitely, like, a lot more into anime and stuff like that, and JRPGs and stuff, and what can I say, PS2 had me covered on that end, like, on every cylinder, and Nintendo didn't. You know, I guess it really sucked for RPG fans. I wasn't aware of how many RPGs were actually out there for the NES and Super Nintendo, but, they were. So, I kind of sympathize with people when they're like, why didn't the N64 or, GameCube get much love on that regard? For that matter, I don't even know how much, like, the Wii got it. Like, I remember hating the Wii so much when it first came out, and there's actually a bonus area over here. Oh, if you don't land on the zinger, though, dude. Yeah, I used to remember making fun of the Wii so much, and I kind of really hate that I did. Well, no, I definitely really hate that I did, because I was definitely on the hardcore gamer side, and, you know, it was these filthy casuals and whatever, but then, you know, I kind of lost interest in video games after a while, so... And part of the reason was just because of how much time I had to invest in, like, the quote-unquote hardcore games. Which were, I don't know, it kind of felt like they were just kind of like cheaply made JRPGs that... Did I skip it again? I don't remember. I might have to come back for that one. Cheaply made JRPGs that, the only reason why I had to put so much time in there was because of, like, how do I describe it? Like, the levels... in opponents, they just like raised them a bunch. It wasn't like it was hard or anything, all you had to do was grind. So... Oh, jeez. Well, you know what, can we just... Yeah, let's just die and go back to the halfway mark. I'm too busy telling this stupid story, I can't even remember if I got that third bonus barrel or not. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the story I can tell, like, at a later time, because it's definitely, like, deeper than that, but... Here, did we get this one? No, we didn't, because I don't remember doing this. But, yeah, but after a while, I got into, like, YouTube and stuff like that, and started watching all these older games, and kind of, like... I don't know, I guess I never really stopped playing older games, but I definitely didn't play them as much as I did, like... back then. Like, now I feel like half of what I do when I play video games is older games, or what I look at online is about older games. I guess the speedrunning community is kind of in part to that, because, you know, it's really fun to see all these speedruns of older games and finding out, like, secrets and stuff like that that you may not have known about when you were younger. But, cool, we did it all. But I don't know. The Wii ended up having a lot of cool games for it that I kind of wish I was around for. And we did have a Wii. Well, it was my dad's Wii. You know, I didn't really do much more than play, like, for as much as I, like, scoffed at it, I still played, like, Wii Sports and Wii Bowling and stuff like that quite a bit when we had family over, but whatever. So I guess in the next episode we're gonna keep on going on with the Gorilla Glacier World. So, and it's Ice Age Alley too. Oh, joy. See you then.